Yo, so my recording just did something weird. What's up, everybody? Cage here. We back at it. More music coming off my hiatus here. Second video in. We got Ankor Stereo, which is chapter 4. Now, when chapter 2 and 3 released, and I watched chapter 2 and 3, I thought the story was going one way. And then they dropped chapter 1, and now I think I completely revamped on the story, which I think is what they did intentionally. 4 and 5 has been out for a while. I don't know if there's any that's supposed to be in between, because I know they put this in their little mini album or something. And this is song 5 in the album, I think, is what Genius is telling me, at least. So I don't know if there's something in between here. There's like a little interlude, and then it's chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatnot. But I'm pretty sure this is the way the story's supposed to play out. So if I got the story right, if it's all supposed to be chronologically linked and whatnot. Chapter 1, lady in love with this dude. They get mugged. Dude gets killed. And the whole kind of theme of the song is, trying to, like everyone's saying, like, you just got to keep going on. You got to try to move on and whatnot. But like not being able to mentally and emotionally move on. Which then brings us into chapter 2. Again, feeling like a prisoner in your own mind and whatnot. And I think the emotions are like too much for her, so she attempts to kill herself. And like the soft part at the end of chapter 2 is like kind of her like fading away and whatnot. But I think the suicide attempt is not successful, and it puts her in a coma instead. And I think chapter 3 is her being in that coma dream state and unable to wake up and not understanding what's going on and whatnot. And at the end of chapter 3, she wakes up out of the coma and whatnot. So I assume that's where we're leaving off here in chapter 4. I think that's right. But I could be completely wrong. But that's the story as I understand it. Stereo, don't know what that means in context to the story and whatnot, but just the very first line, I haven't really looked through this besides the fact that verse 2 is literally just one parentheses sentence. So, parenthetical sentence, so I don't know what that means. That sounds exciting. But just the very first sentence, guide the way, make me touch the clouds, parentheses, wake up. I feel like we're going off the same theme here. I don't know if this is going to kind of follow the same theme in writing as the other ones. I imagine there's going to be some screaming in here, but I don't know how it's going to play off, if it's going to differentiate itself from the other 3, or if it's going to follow the same mode. I don't know, but I'm looking forward to it because I love everything I've heard from Ankor so far, which is only these 3 songs are now 4, so. But I still love it. Either way, let's not waste any more time. Let's bring it on down here and let's get into it. Ankor Stereo. I'm looking forward to it. Let's do this thing. Oh god, there's chapter 6 and 7. Oh fuck. I didn't know that. Okay. So yes, I was right. What happened? No, it was a different guy, but what happened at the end there? I'm gonna need to focus in on that one because at first I thought I was like, wasn't it that there was that guy that got killed? But it's like, no, I think it's not right. I don't think so. I'll have to. I'm pretty sure not, because his face was a little bit bigger. His facial hair was different, like so. I don't think so, but I don't know. I have no clue. But I picked up on the fact that like at first I was where the I don't remember where I picked it up and whatnot, because at first I thought that they were like that they were like just like suicide watch and whatnot. After she came out of her coma and whatnot, making sure she doesn't do it again. um, but then as the video started to play out, kind of I think around the 132-minute mark, I was just like, no, he's all like he's all in black, she's all in white. That's like the angel devil whispering in your ear kind of thing, isn't it? And then when like her face like was split perfectly in the mirror and whatnot, and like he started like trying to go out and walk carelessly across the street trying to get hit, as the truck came by, and the white the angel, the one in white, was like, no, 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 don't kill yourself, uh kind of thing. I was just like, yep, I see what's happening there. So with the end, when they showed that they weren't actually there, it's like, no, I already knew that. Like, no, I already pieced that one together. uh but that's clever. That's clever writing right there. Yeah, no, I think this is definitely a continuation of the story. She came out of the coma and is filmed pretty much what it seems like is walking through life. Um uh I can hear your fighting voices in stereo. That's pretty sick. I didn't notice that. Um just kind of like numb and whatnot, and just pretty much just trying to fight every day to not do it again. Also, I just noticed the tattoo on her right arm. I think that's a Spirited Away tattoo. That's pretty cool. That's pretty sick. I didn't notice that before. I don't know if that's new or what, but like, yeah, I didn't notice that. That's sick. Sick as fuck. Still a movie I need to see. I know. I know. Trust me. Every time I see someone either reacting to it, well, I don't watch it, but I see the thumbnail, someone reacting to it, or I go to a store and I see something about it that reminds me. It's like, I need to see that, but I want to react to it. So which who knows what I'm gonna do with that, but that's a different story for another day. Don't worry about that. Musically, that was really cool. That was very beautiful. Um, there's only slight moments of scream in there, which I think was a amazing switch up and change from the first three chapters. To kind of again differentiate them from each other. Really fucking cool. Like that, because started like we're switching up here. It started very heavy with Dark Beat, remained very heavy, but as soon as she in chapter 3, it became very light. There's still screaming in there, but it became very light, and we're getting softer and softer. But I have a feeling, it's not gonna stay that way. You know what I mean? I feel like there's gonna be a switch. I feel like things can go a little crazy, especially in chapter 5 called Venom. But I do like in there when she's at the club, they had some kind of like EDM dance beat kind of stuff kick in to the music there, like that. I love that. I love some of the melody lines and stuff. I like the lyrics, and they were pretty badass. I'm definitely gonna have to look at those more closely. I wanted to focus more on the video, so I missed a few things, but some things I did catch. Very cool lyrics in there. I think at some point in the backgrounds there are some harmonies and stuff layered in there, but I think they had light screaming layered in there as well. I definitely need to check that out. And there's some very interesting sounds and beautiful stuff going on, which was very cool. At the end of the chorus, like in parentheses, it says "face it" when she screamed "face it," and it just got like heavy and dark for a second, and then it kind of backed off again. Like just the musical imagery that they're creating here, both lyrics and what they're choosing to do, where the screaming, what they choose to change the sound and stuff, when that kind of melts away and she says, "I'm hanging on by a thread, about to fall," like that just me just gives that visual of just like these dark thoughts and the demons that caused her to do chapter 2 still trying to punch its way back out, but she's working her ass off to try to keep it under control, and it's not working very well. She says, "I'm hanging by a thread." Like, yeah, like just beautifully artistically done. Like this song was so cool, and now that we know out the get-go that they're the angel and demon on her shoulder, we can have a different perspective of it all, which one of the heavy hitting scenes that they had in there, because like, you know, he was holding the knife and I felt like he was being a little aggressive with the knife. I do think that was a little weird, but then when it pans back to that, when they're not there and she's just holding the knife really close to herself, it's like, whew, that one hits hard. Like that hits fucking hard. Okay, let's see what I got here. Soft, nice and soft, very beautiful. Again, the beautiful, like Ankor has some, what I've heard from them so far, which is only this album, obviously, as I mentioned before, it just had this very beautiful mesh between like metal, but also like kind of pop and like EDM synthy stuff as well. It's like a beautiful fusion of them all, and it's just like it's a very nice sound, very beautiful sound, and they use a lot of that here. And something about the melody. The melody was very gorgeous, so I want to check that out. I don't know if it was the vocal melody or if it was just the melody of the instrumentation. I'm not 100% positive. I think it's the second one, but I'm not sure. Let's check that out again. Bring me on back down here. Let's fucking get it. For some reason I thought my door might be open. I was like, what do I see? Okay. Yeah, it's that the da na 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 that melody line progresses. Beautiful. Very soft, very smooth. You can hear that synthy ding 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 ding, just kind of like rumbling under the surface, just like beautifully mixed here. So gorgeous. And even with the metal and heavier stuff coming in, that's still that very beautiful soft melody line, da na na na, just kind of like, just like icing over the top of everything, just a smooth cream, just kind of like making the heaviness kind of almost in a way sound more beautiful. It's very gorgeous opening here. So yeah, so that was the bassist. The guitarist here was the guy that she was with who died. Right. So this is not the same dude. So I think that's the bass. That might also be guitar. I'm not sure. Electric guitar. That might be the bass. Looks kind of bass to me, but that's a lot of strings. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this guy might be bass guitar. Whoever, this dude here. So maybe it was like his friend or something, and she's trying to run away from the friend, run away from the memories or something. Is that what happens at the end there? I don't know. I like how they're whispering for her to wake up. It's very interesting. Yeah, the melody here, her vocals are just incredibly soft. Yet, before I make the statement, I want to hear it again. Hold on, give me one second. I could be reading into this just because of the feeling I get from just the lyrics in the song itself. But like the lyrics don't sound like they're dead inside or anything like that because it's still very beautiful and soft and melodic. It's still very gorgeous, but there's something about it that's just giving me this kind of like droning, kind of like I don't want to. I don't want to be here kind of feel, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound like that. It doesn't sound bad. That sounds very beautiful, but like something about it just kind of gives me this lifeless kind of like dead on the inside kind of feel to it. And again, I could just be reading into that just because I wanted to sound like that, but I didn't originally feel that way. But now hearing that, I was like, kind of getting that feeling, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I'm reading into that or not. But the lyrics I have written down here, um, besides just my demons bringing out the worst in me, that's a pretty powerful bar there. I set my angels free and face my fears. Now I let them sleep with me. Now I think it swaps in the other one. Yeah, I set my demons free to face my fears. Now I let them sleep with me. That flip there on the pre-chorus, the bridge, whatever you want to call it, or whatever it's supposed to be called. That's fucking crazy. Then only to wake up to find them staring back at me. First of all, I also like the flip there. I set my angels free and face my fears. I set my demons free to face my fears. So I release my demons so they can fight my fears for me. But I only wake up, find them right back where they were. Like, that's awesome. But I set my angels free and try to face my fears myself. Like, that is an interesting flip on that. Fucking love it. That's poetic beauty right there. Anyways, let's go back. See if you hear the same kind of feeling that I'm getting, you know, that I just mentioned. I love, first off, that smiles. Mischievous and whatnot, but interesting. Um, I love the little like small like eruptions of like some heavy more metal chords and heavy hits from the drums that kind of like stop every now and then. It's again, it's just that imagery of it trying to like push its way out, and the darkness trying to and heaviness trying to break out of you. Like they do an amazing job at just kind of just musically both lyrics but especially just the feel of the song with the instruments and the melodies and stuff. They create the perfect like feeling of like trying to keep something caged in and it's breaking out and you're losing control of it. Like, God, that's beautiful writing right there. It's clever. Love it. Yeah, that melody, the rhythm of that melody and everything. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. I love that. The notes are beautiful, but the rhythm is also very playful. I like that. Like that. Oh, let's get the whole thing. Just has this like airy, dreamy like state to it. It's fascinating. I love that. Only to wake up and find him staring back at me. So I want us to I mean you probably already know the answer to this because again this is my first time and I'm just trying to soak it all in. But I want us to focus on that when that comes back after the second verse, the small little few words there. We're talking about angels here, and I just said it has this kind of airy, dreamlike state. When we start talking about demons, I want to see if that tone changes, if it gets a little heavier, if it gets a little like, you know what I mean? Because if it does that, it's gonna blow my mind even harder. I'm gonna love it. Anyways, check out this chorus. Okay. Okay, people. So, you know, I mentioned before, at this point, I wrote down no screaming yet. Oh no, at this point it's probably like somewhere in the middle of the course, but around this time I wrote there's no screaming yet, except for maybe in the background layers. Um, and I heard it. 100% heard it as the chorus starts. She has some harmonies in there. One of them screaming, and it starts on silent screams inside my head. Silent screams as there's a soft screaming layer in there. And visually, when it kicks off, which just kind of walks back into her band and then jumps in with it. Visually cool. Auditorily, bombshell. Fucking amazing. I'm staring back at me. Yeah, it's not fan. I don't know. Again, the imagery, tossing chairs, things thrown around, everything in disarray. Like she just has little outbursts of rage and stuff. That mixed with turn the music louder, like trying to drown out the noise in her head with "Why won't you let me go?" Crazy, fucking crazy lines there. I love it. So beautiful. It's kind of beautiful lighter part here, but I feel the shadows constantly watching. How can I fight them all on my own? Is crazy. Sorry if you can hear my roommate. But yeah, crazy bars there. And I can just hear the slight screaming lines, the screaming harmonies layered in there, like very lightly. It's very nice. I like that. Dun, dun, dun. That's a beautiful, playful line there. And here comes the scream. And that heaviness with the face she's making, and the scream and everything just like morphs into this like very what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say discordant, but just like very distorted, grimy, just metal riffs and stuff with some dissonance in there, and just very nice change. I think it's gonna like fade away pretty fast if I remember correctly. Some like Egyptian snake charming like kind of vibe there in that melody line. In that interval pattern, like that was giving me that vibes right there. Oof, yeah. We kind of melt away back into the softness, but then interrupting that line, hanging by a thread, the heavy hit in there from the guitars. God, musically this is put together so fucking well. So she said it the same way. I don't remember the guitar being that heavy. I feel there's a difference there. I could be tripping. I don't really want to spend the time to go back and listen to it. I'll definitely listen back to it on my own time. But like, unless I'm tripping, I think the guitar and everything is heavier that part. So I do think they differentiate that. I kind of like the thought of like keeping it the same vocally and melodically there. I feel like maybe they could have gone like a little bit crazier with it, but I do feel like there's a difference there, and I'm digging that. All right, let's see how they get into this next chorus. Do I have anything right here around two main scenes? Something about the sounds. Don't remember why, but then going into the guitar solo with the dance music and all that stuff, that's what I got written later. But I just kind of want to keep exploring this because I'm finding more and more stuff as I go through it. Hold on, did I hear like a rough kind of screaming whisper? I hear something like this in there. You hearing that too? Is that just me? I feel like I'm losing my mind a little bit. Just these little things that's going on there. Yeah, this little hissing whisper in there. That's also creepy and crazy and stuff. She kind of looks, she like almost like startled there. Kind of looks into the camera, and both of them like look at you in the camera as well. That's creepy. Look at that. Oh, you can't see me pointing. Look at that. That's cool and creepy, but that's what makes it cool. Nice cut of all sound and stuff there as I didn't know they were both holding knives. We'll get into that. As they kind of look at you and all the sound cuts off. And then the drop back into the chorus. That's fucking cool. That's good. So you can see the demon, the darkness, in the dark colors here, is holding the knife, very aggressive with the stabbing and stuff. The angel, the light, is like just is properly handling it safely. I like what they're doing here. Hold on. Yeah. Let me get that again. I was distracted by the video here. I think we had something. Yeah, my voice in stereo screamed. I thought it was the second part of like yeah, I thought it was the bridge with like all these voices in my head. I thought that was being screamed, but it was my voice in stereo. Still very cool little scream breaking out every now and then. I like that. Nice little transition to the extended part of the chorus here. Or maybe it's not. No, that's part of the chorus. Sorry, I thought it was extended. My bad. Retract that statement. Just watching the difference between the two people, like first off, I don't know if he's the bassist, whoever he is with the very cool makeup and whatnot. One of the band members, he does a really good job of just showing the lackadaisical, like I want to end it kind of like dark side of thoughts and whatnot. He's doing a fantastic job. Just like whenever they walk, like she's kind of mirroring her pretty well. Like I don't remember her name actually. I know I learned it at some point. Jessie, that's right, Jessie. I don't know who she is. I don't think she's the drummer, which is interesting that they got someone else instead of the drummer when they had another person in the band that could have been the light side. I don't know. But yeah, she's mirroring Jessie pretty well, but you can see she's kind of losing it a little bit, and she's also wearing the dark clothes like the dark side is. But she's kind of walking like very like, okay, we're good, we got this and whatnot, and he just looks like a wreck, just looking to start a fight. It's fascinating. It's fascinating to watch how they did this. I think this was insanely well put together. Just top notch here. Yeah, this whole section talking about voices won't let me sleep, all these voices on my head, but all this stuff. It's all being screamed, it's all intense. But I kind of like the kind of like electronic sounds and stuff that's going on in the music as well, kind of breaking up the heaviness. It's just like it's this beautiful combination of like beauty and darkness just fusing together, and I really like the way they put that together. First off, it's really cool. I mean, I like this this imagery and whatnot, the way it pushes the face and whatnot. I mean, I'm gonna talk about that here in a second because I know it's intentional and I know what it. In my opinion, I know what it's trying to bring up. But I like that the shadows dancing around, and then as the music gets soft, she kind of whispers "me." But yeah, split into two sides here. Obviously, you have the light and the dark and whatnot, and showing that division, separation of her, of who she is, and like her maybe in the brain or something like that. Like, yeah, the two side split there, very well done, very artistic there. I like that. And how they're now, like they're really making it obvious. Like, I feel like I started to pick it up around maybe the second course here around 2 minutes in, but at this point when she like splits and they're starting to imitate exactly what she's doing, and one of them like wants to walk out into the street and the other one's like no no no, like I was like yeah no, that definitely is what they're saying. And then in the end they solidified it by showing them not there, which I think was really cool. Instead of leaving it, I think that's what they were doing, just like no, this is what we're doing. But I started to piece it together around 2:15 ish. But yeah, here's what I was like, yeah, no, I see exactly what they're doing. I get it. And I like how like soft and like beautiful we've kind of brought it back here too. Um, and you can just hear little things coming out here and there. The voices, believe me, and stuff like that. It's very beautiful, very soft, very echoey. And there's that tattoo I did not notice during the watching it until I saw the other one. So I didn't know she had that tattoo. I'm gonna have to go back and look see if she had that. And like, I think I would have only noticed maybe chapter 2, but maybe chapter 3 as well. But yeah, I need to go check that out again. I don't know what she's asking, but if he's digging it and into it, that doesn't sound good. But again, very well directed here. The light side seems to be liking too. Is again, she's saying like good stuff on both sides here. Um, the solo, the solo here. Let's investigate this. First off, I love this drum, just kind of building everything back up here. Nice guitar work. It's staying beautiful and stuff, even with the guitar creeping back in. Very nice. Love that. That's gorgeous. So you got that melody back in the da 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 da, which is nice, and like everything starts kicking in. But like you have that like kind of sounds and stuff coming in the background and everything. It's like imitating the at a dance club. It's great. I love the dance music. Yeah, I love the dance music in here, and just showing the character finally able to find a way to release some of all this tension inside her. Doesn't last long though. At least in this moment, she can get some of it out of her fucking head. Does that mean something? He's got the lock around his necklace. I feel like that means something. And I feel like the scream is coming back. So all these words are labeled here in the outro. Believe me, to face it, I won't face it. The voices in my head, I don't want to be the one to face it. Believe me, I won't face it, etc., 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 etc. Just kind of like all these arguments inside the head. I feel like part of the part of the voice that's screaming out, like trying to force her to face it and to get better, but like part of her doesn't want to, and it's fighting back and whatnot, saying like I don't want to be the one to face it. But also, believe me, the line "believe me," it's making me think of like this scene, like maybe there was like no evidence of who murdered him, and people like she was the only one with them. So maybe, I mean, this is a stretch. I'm just throwing shit out there. Tell me if you know the answer, if you feel like I'm onto something here, or I'm just crazy. All acceptable answers. It's like I'm getting the vibe that this dude was the dude's friend, and doesn't like people believe like you're the last one with them, like no one, like, and then you felt so guilty you tried to kill yourself. So I felt like he's blaming her, and like the darkness wants to fight him because people aren't believing her, which is why it says believe me. Throwing that out there and just when my brain go wild. And that's why, and so why part of her wants to fight him, but the other part's like, no, let's get the fuck out of here. Am I onto something? Or am I swinging wild? But yeah, the voices here, now that they're completely gone and it's just her, it's also really cool artistically, visually there. Yeah, I also feel like some of the words are being screamed and those are the words I can kind of hear, but the other ones are kind of like no, it's kind of like almost like distant, and like it's hard to make them out. I feel like that's also intentional. Very cool. And also, yeah, that's dark. Also, it makes sense why this dude like bumps into someone who's already like ready to fucking fight because he's upset about this whole situation too. I don't know. Can't tell. Let's pause that. Yeah. Whew, that's a dark fucking scene. That's a few seconds of just a dark fucking scene. Like she's looking at that knife like she's contemplating, man. Like that she's contemplating. That's a dark fucking scene. But because it's so dark and they weren't afraid to go there, it's a very beautiful scene. It's just like it's very scary. It's just like that. If you could do it. And he's following her. She's trying to escape to get to her car. He's coming. I feel like that's gonna come back into play, right? Like chapter 5 looks like she's in a car, and it looks like it almost like that has like racing lights and stuff, and like they may be driving fast or something. I don't know. But now there's a chapter 6 and 7. I'm super excited. I want to keep this journey going. That was a great time. I really enjoyed that song. I love that they switched it up from the other three. And I love that it seems to all be following this theme that's like, I mean, I'm sure some of you unfortunately relate to it because I'm sure you've gone through something like this, but I would say like relatable. Like I've never experienced that, but like I feel like I can sympathize and understand, like not to the same level, but just like of literally someone that like you literally was your everything, was your heart, was your world, that you were your plan was to spend the rest of your entire existence with that individual, and it just gets ripped away from you, as they say in chapter 1, in the blink of an eye. Like, and just everyone's telling you like you're be fine. You just have to keep moving on, and just like, how the fuck does one do that? Like, you don't understand what I'm going through, so you feel like you can't get relief from anybody. So much so that you decide, fuck it, I'm going to the other side. And then that doesn't work, and then you're in this state that's just like having to live with that nightmare every fucking minute, every second of every day. Like even though I've never had to experience that, thankfully, and I hope that you guys haven't either, because that's just, it's not an easy existence, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Like, I still feel like I can relate to the feeling of that. That's just crazy. Well, I need to go eat something because my body is trying to desperately tell me that my blood sugar is low, which is fair. So I'm gonna go take care of that. But yeah, love Anchor, love their sound, love their music, love the message of these chapters, and the following the story and whatnot. Well, we're heading up next. We're continuing our Lacuna Coil journey. We're going to Spellbound. So if that sounds exciting to you, please come and join me. Otherwise, thank you for joining me. Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all next time.